To the northwest, Bushy Maape is set to replace Job Mokgoro as the new Northwest Premier. The announcement was made in Mahikeng earlier today by the ANC Interim Provincial Committee. Some people, however, are opposing Mokgoro's removal. They're urging President Cyril Ramaphosa to intervene. Our senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is in the Northwest Province. He joins me now. Hello, Aviwe. So why has the ANC decided to remove Job Mokgoro as Premier?
A bit confusing, Sally, because they did commend him for the incredible work that he's done, but they still mentioned the lack of service delivery in the Northwest. All the municipalities here, we understand, have collapsed. In fact, they say that he's not in line with the needs of the residents of Northwest. You remember he was brought in back in 2018 when Mahikeng was removed. He was brought in to bring in stability in the province. And 3 years later, he's basically been chucked out, as we understand that deployment from the National Executive Committee of Bushy Maape, a veteran in the party itself. I just want to take you back, Sally, to the Northwest Province, just to see how in the last 12 years there's been no one that has been allowed to see through their vision. Back in 2009, Maureen Modiselle served as the Premier only for a year before he was deployed as an ambassador, bringing in Thandi Modise in 2010, served up until 2014. Mahikeng then took over, and 2018, you remember the chaos that ensued here, President Cyril Ramaphosa having to come down himself, and then that's when Job Mokgoro was then instated in the province. He was acting then, but reinstated on a permanent basis. And then 2 years later, from 2019, he's now out, Sally. That talks to just how this is an unstable province in terms of a person not finishing their 5-year term in order to fully deliver the service delivery. Issue that Chauke from the Interim Provincial Committee spoke to. Let's listen to that.
We believe that Comrade Job has played his part. He has played his part, he has managed to stabilize where he has stabilized. But there are more challenges as we deal with that. And having done a proper assessment of looking at these challenges, the ANC came to this conclusion that we'll definitely have to get someone else who will come in and take from where Comrade Job has left. It's a normal party arrangement, which we believe very strongly that the intervention that the party has done to bring in Comrade Bushy, he will be able to take over where Comrade Job has left and focus his energy around delivering what the ANC said it will do for the people of the Northwest.
All right, so the Interim Provincial Committee saying Job Mokgoro has done a great job, but we need someone else for the next set of challenges. Has there been any response from Job Mokgoro? Has he handed in his resignation?
Not as yet, Sally. As we speak at this very moment, he's still the Premier of the Northwest Province. Of course, there are processes that still have to be carried out. For example, that resignation letter needed from him might be in the legislature as well, given that Bushy Maape is only in the Interim Provincial Committee of the African National Congress and not in the legislature itself. In fact, he needs to be then added to the list of the people in the legislature. That list sent to the IEC, and then the IEC gives it a go-ahead. Therefore, then Council can only vote him in officially as the Premier. So at this stage, the Premier of the Northwest Province is still Job Mokgoro. But even there was a bit of confusion as we left the legislature when this announcement was made there by the ANC. As even speaking to the spokesperson, suggesting that he is going to hand in that resignation. I was waiting for it myself, and then getting a call a few minutes later suggesting that he's made a U-turn in that stance. In fact, at this stage, they're still just engaging in the background. So at this stage, the Premier is still Job Mokgoro officially, even though the highest decision body of the African National Congress has made its deployment in terms of announcing the incoming Premier.
Well, it's a very interesting one because Job Mokgoro is known to be an ally of Mahikeng, the previous Premier. He, of course, got into trouble a little bit earlier this year. He's challenging his suspension from the party. So that confusion and that delay makes one wonder if Job Mokgoro is going to fight or not. Meanwhile, Job Mokgoro's supporters, of course, not very happy. What are they saying?
They want to know what Job Mokgoro has done. They were there, a handful of them, just about 24 that were outside the headquarters of the African National Congress this afternoon, burning tires before the South African Police Service came in to quell that situation. It was hardly 40 or so minutes, but it was questionable as to exactly who they were. Even the IPC's coordinator there, Shomla Chauke, questioning these very people, saying that you can see that it's youngsters that are unemployed and they in fact just been called in for this particular service, not even aligned to the African National Congress, something that they condemned quite strongly as the IPC. But the supporters say that they want to know why is the outgoing premier being removed, redeployed, we understand, by the African National Congress, and this is one of them.
Comrade Mpanza, no Chauke, in Section 100, we are just pleading with them to leave. We've got people that are very much important, like Kaya, that they can bring change, like Kaya. Now they bring people from other provinces to come and do as they please here. We're tired of that. And we are ready to tell them the truth. We know you are doing things that are not right.
But this is a decision, we understand, that has been approved by the NEC.
It's fine. The NEC can do whatever it wants to do. They can take the decisions. But we are telling them that that very same decision is way out of line. What did Job do? What did Job Mokgoro do, sir?
What did Job do? Interesting times indeed in the Northwest. Thank you very much, eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila.